This is a special edition of Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn. Nikola Tesla said the following: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And with that, we're going to talk about an event that's happening at the end of this week. It's called Heal the Field. And we have the creator of this wonderful event, which will take place in Santa Monica, California, this coming weekend, Lela Vandavier. Lela, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thank you for having me. This is my first time.
What is Heal the Field all about?
Well, you just summarized it with that quote, for the Nikola Tesla quote. That's kind of how I concepted it. It's basically where biofield science meets consciousness, and that's an interesting intersection. Western medical has its perspective on what health is and what the body is and the mind and the emotions, and spirituality is a little side note that we'll bring into it. And then there's this other perspective with shamans and healers and people who do energy work. They have a different perspective of what the body is and what the energy system is. So I didn't create the event. The event created itself, really. It's just getting the right people in the room to talk about the right subject matter, and that's how the event gets created, which is what I tried to do. So I wanted to just kind of get different perspectives from everyone, from medical professionals to biohackers to scientists to entrepreneurs to musicians to conscious content creators, and get them all in the same room and talk about what is energy healing, what is the biofield system. And they all have a different piece of the puzzle that they're bringing together. And it's just an open discussion about what is it and what do we do with this knowledge and how can we use it to our advantage. So that's really what the event is about.
Would you say this was divinely inspired?
I love the word divine. Again, you can take a lot of different interpretations on that. I'm not a religious person per se. I'm very invested in my spirituality.
Right.
Consciousness and healing. Consciousness is in everything, and energy is in everything, as far as I'm concerned. So, if you want to say if it was divinely inspired, I guess we could say that, because yes, I think it's the divine aspect of consciousness that gives us like the ideas that we have and the urge to share them with other people. So yeah, okay, you could say that.
But this isn't what you've done for a living, or is it?
No, I've had a very long and winding road with my career path. I have been in events for most of it. I did events in motorsports, in tech, in Silicon Valley, in LA, in entertainment, in Santa Barbara, doing nonprofits, fundraising. And then in the crash of 2009, when everyone lost their budget, we weren't doing events anymore. So I had to pivot, and I started a consulting firm doing accounting and project management, which is way on the other side of the field. And I did that for about 12 years, did very well at it. Didn't really enjoy it as much as events. It's not nearly as exciting,
It's
but I was
boring.
doing well. Yeah. And I landed in LA eventually because that's where all your clients are. So when lockdown happened, I was really burned out. I'd been doing it for 12 years and I just was done with it and I couldn't figure out a way out. And then I was part of that great resignation when we were all sitting in our homes wondering what are we going to do next? And I decided I want to get back into events. Obviously that wasn't, you couldn't do that at the time. And I realized I wanted to take my personal passions, which were metaphysics and alternative healing and consciousness expansion. I wanted to somehow incorporate that into my professional life. So I decided to do a nonprofit called Whole Human Collective. And we just started doing these events. And I'm just 2 years later, I've met so many people that are amazing at what they do. They have so much information, they have so much to share. There are so many people out there that want to help, that want to heal, that just want to just be good humans. If you just get them all in the room together, it's amazing. It's amazing the energy that you create. So that's what we're on the path to do.
Do you think Americans, and we'll stay with the US, maybe we'll expand it to the world. are healthy? Do you think that we basically are healthy? We're not talking political, we're talking,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what's interesting is when you talk about things like the biofield, it's incorporating the physical, the mental, the emotional, and keyword spiritual. So you can ask yourself, are Americans physically healthy? Are they mentally healthy? Are they emotionally healthy? Are they spiritually healthy? I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm getting like a 5 right now, to be honest with you. I think we've got a lot of healing to do, a lot of understanding of what we're capable of. And also, this event is very much about taking your power back, like understanding that you are an energetic being, you are your own system. And if you understand how that system operates, you're not reliant upon someone to tell you to give you a medication or to tell you that you need to do it this way or this way. You become more internally regulated. That's kind of what we're going for. And I think if Americans could understand that they are powerful within themselves and can
Mhm.
access that power, they would be more healthy if they weren't reliant upon certain systems to tell them that they're healthy or not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Here at Late Night Health, what we've talked about literally for years is that an individual is in charge of his or her healthcare. And you walk into a doctor and they do things like um, if you walked into a physician and he would say, hi, hi, Leela, I'm Dr. Smith, instead of, hi, Leela, I'm Mark. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that just, it bothers me when a doctor comes in and says that to me, because that's putting him or her, because I've had both doctors, all kinds of doctors do that, and I correct them. I said, if I'm Mark, you're Debbie or whatever. And I think that's the start of it. And I also explained that you can be the captain of the ship, of the health ship, but I'm the admiral. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, no one knows your body better than you do. No one is getting those internal clues, those signals that your body's giving you. The doctor's not picking up on those signals. There's plenty of times there's something wrong with you, and they put you through a million tests. And no, we can't find anything, but there's something wrong, and vice versa. So I think we're trained from a very young age to give our power away to authority figures. Doctors are authority figures. Politicians are authority figures. There's teachers, or they're authority figures. So we call our teacher or Mr. or Mrs. We don't call them by their first name when we're young. So we're just trained to behave this way, and it's robbing us of our own sovereignty. And you can see it rampant in the healthcare system. Everyone's reliant upon drugs and what their doctors are telling them and all this stuff. And I think that's changing. I'm seeing it change in a very big way. And I'm proud to be a part of that change. But yes, I think it's very healthy to just look at your doctor as not an authority figure and as a consultant, as someone who can provide you with information, but you have to be part of that game. You have to know yourself well enough to be able to express to them what's going on and help them help you.
Right, absolutely. And that's where questions, you know the old joke, Doc, it hurts when I go like this. So
Yeah. Don't
the
go like
old,
that,
yeah, right. That's the
which is
old,
actually true. Stop doing that.
yeah.
Give it a break.
And so what I tell people, Doc says, don't do that. I said, well, that's the old answer. And the answer is don't do that. But what the patient should do is, Doc, why does it hurt when I do that? And
Yeah.
that's, you know, they don't, people don't ask questions. And I think that's a key in medicine. And it's very important, especially in functional medicine, which is, it's a whole new branch, if you will, in the last, what, 10 or 15 years.
Yep.
Would you think that that's part of what you're trying to do in in
Is
in getting people to step up and ask questions rather than not?
Yes, not only ask questions, but learn how to understand the information the body is giving them. So when you become very in tune with your own regulatory systems, when you meditate regularly, when you're not in fight or flight, that's another big, big problem with Americans. We are always in fight or flight, and our cortisol levels are through the roof. And there's this part of the brain, the amygdalum, I can't even pronounce it, that's, you know, that's being hijacked. They have a term for it. So we're not listening, we're not slowing down and calming ourselves and listening to the cues that our body's giving us, because very often we're getting lots of cues, we don't listen, and then it turns into a much bigger problem because the body just keeps shouting louder and louder and louder almost. And then by the time you really have a problem, that's when you go to the doctor and he tries to help you fix it. But if you could understand your body's energy system and your own internal cues, you could probably prevent quite a bit of things, quite a few things before you do have to even go to a physician. So that's kind of what that's very much what this event is about. It's an experiential. There's going to be a lot of different types of modalities at the event, biofield chargers and vibroacoustic beds and things that you can like literally sit down and experience and see how your body is you know talking back to you. There's healing sessions with sound and vibration and things where you're going to be able to like kind of get in touch with, well, what is my body feeling right now? It's kind of weird when you first get into it. There's biofield tuners that literally, that's what really had an impact on me, was a biofield tuner. You'd have these tuning forks and they take them over your body, and you know you had a knee injury 20 years ago, but this person doesn't know you had a knee injury 20 years ago. And I swear to God, when you do that biofield tuner right up to your knee and it starts going like this, and every time it gets around a body part where you know you had an appendectomy, it doesn't know you had an appendectomy, but it gets near there and it starts to quiver. And so people that are, you know, masterful at understanding the body and how it operates, and they use these instruments, they can pick up on old patterns of, you know, disease or dysfunction or things that are going on like that. We could conceivably be able to do that for ourselves.
Do you
We're not
think
going to
that,
need to have somebody else do it eventually. We're not there yet, but
right.
some of us are.
What was the first time, what was your experience, first time you had energy healing?
Um, that's hard to remember because I've had so much of it. I've had all kinds of different types of healings. I think it was a thing like a Rife machine. It was just, which is kind of an older modality, but it was a computer system, and they put these, you know, electrode things on your body, and then you could see on the screen kind of what's going on, but you can't interpret it. It takes someone else to interpret the information. But what she was asking me, I think this was in my late teens or early 20s, and the question she was asking me, I could tell she knew that there were things, the issues that I was having, that there's no way she could have known. I had arthritis in almost every joint in my body by the time I was 18. Turned out to be my amalgam fillings. I had like 33 amalgam silver fillings in my mouth, and I did not know how toxic those were. So she picked up on all of that. And since then, I got them taken out slowly over the course of a year. All of my arthritis in every joint was gone.
Mm.
That was like my first cue. That's like, okay, wait, there's something to this. Like, if this machine is picking up on something in me that there's no way I would have ever known, and no one, you know, out there is telling you that those amalgam fillings are giving you arthritis, yeah, not the mainstream anyway. So I think that was like my first clue, like, oh, okay, wait, there's something to this. And then the more I read, the more I was exposed to, the more people I met in my community, you know, we all share knowledge, and it's just, you know, it's irrefutable once you start looking at the evidence, and
It's hard to
it's
hard
irrefutable.
to not believe it. Uh,
Yeah.
you mentioned that Heal the Field, which is in Santa Monica on Fourth Street, I think, right? Fourth Street.
Yeah, it's right there next to Third Street Promenade. It's a great location.
Yeah, that really is. And Santa Monica is going to be beautiful this weekend. So
Yeah.
that's another, another reason. Um, it's experiential so that you can go to like different kinds of practitioners.
Yes, we had 20 different speakers. There's a workshop room upstairs. So the speakers will be doing their presentations, and it's a split level venue. Downstairs, there's a main stage. So we'll have live entertainment going on downstairs. And a lot of the practitioners have their booths around the edges. And so you can go do a session on a vibe bed. You can go do a biofield tuning session. You can go experiment with the Tesla Biocharger. There's some people doing readings, crystal readings, and some intuitive readings. There's some fun stuff too. There's live paintings, live artist paintings, all kinds of stuff going on. And then we close the workshop room upstairs a couple times during the day, and we go downstairs and we do panels. So we have 4 or 5 of the practitioners who were speaking come down, and we do like a panel for an hour and a half and a Q&A, so the audience gets to interact with the speakers too. So there's something going on all day long.
And it's 2 days.
It's 2 days. It's all day Saturday. We start registration at 9 a.m. We finish at 8 on Saturday. Start at 9 a.m. on Sunday, and then finish at 7 on Sunday night.
Who is this for? Is this for everybody? Can kids come?
Oh yeah, kids under 14 are free. And I'm really surprised. I've been looking at the ticket sales, and it's like 60-70% men. Now they're buying 2 tickets, so I'm assuming they're buying one for their girlfriend or their wife.
Right.
But I was still really impressed by that, because I
Yeah.
thought we would have like 80% women. It's just women that tend to be more, open about this stuff, but I was really impressed. So it looks like it's going to be a completely co-ed event. And I even had a couple of people email me, because it's at the Women's Club of Santa Monica Bay Women's Club. And they asked, is this a women's only event? And I said, no, absolutely not. So I guess because it's at the Women's Club, they were thinking about, no, it's going to be completely co-ed. And I think probably going to have all ages, more on the older, more, I would say 30 and up. I love the kids. I love the younger kids that come in, the 20-year-olds that are so eager to understand this information. But I often find it's usually, like 30 and up that are more concerned about their health.
Right. And the 20-year-olds, please leave your cell phones at home and don't text.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that.
We're going to talk about EMFs a lot while we're there too. That's a big subject.
Got it. Lela, thank you very much for your time. The event, Heal the Field, July 27th and 28th in Santa Monica. What is a website that people can go to find out more information and to register?
It's our nonprofit called Whole Human Collective, and it's .net, not .com. wholehumancollective.net. And we have a 2-for-1, a bring a friend special on tickets, $55 for 2 people. So it's,
Is that
you
for
can
the
spend
whole 2 days?
for the whole 2
my
days. I
gosh,
mean, you
that's
can
great.
spend more than that at a Starbucks trip.
Got it.
So I wanted to make it really reasonable for people so they have access to the
So if one
information.
person wants to buy 1 ticket, it's still 50.
No, it's 44 for
44.
1 person and 55 for 2 people.
Oh, that is the deal of the century.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think it's great. Our guest has been Lela Vandavier, and from the Whole Human Collective, a nonprofit, and they're putting on Heal the Field. You can access your bioenergetic power. Okay. I wish you a lot of luck. Look forward to coming to the next event.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. It was so
Thank
nice
you
to be
very
here.
much.
Thanks.
Hold on a second. I'm Mark Alyn. This is Late Night Health.